right, it's now time for my session where I'm going to demo this awesome cache to camera to consumer workflow. As you know, I've been working in the volume photography industry for 20 years. I ran a production lab in a large, very forward-thinking youth athletic photography company, and I cut my teeth developing software stations and digital workflows way back in the early 2000s. What I'm going to show you is most certainly a workflow of tomorrow, and it's most certainly available today. This all started when Mike Gurley and the development team at Canon sent me a camera that has the Canon CCAPI enabled. The Canon CCAPI is another example of how modern companies are developing these open systems that all play nicely with one another. Again, opening doors between talented teams of software engineers like we have at Capturelife in the very powerful cameras and lenses created by Canon. I'll say it one more time. In this day and age, with technological transformation happening at an accelerated rate, don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially when we have these open platforms connecting companies like Canon directly to 36 pics through Capturelife. Again, together we're going to solve the issues that we face, and I find it hard to believe that any one company is going to figure out our evolving mobile consumer. All right, let's dive in. So Mike Gurley sends me this camera and I write some code. I created a demo machine of sorts that shows off this modern camera to Capturelife consumer workflow. Again, because Capturelife has an open API, anybody could have written this code. In this case, I'd been working with volume photographers who wanted a fast data entry system where they could deliver Santa photos right to customers right then and there at the Santa photo shoot. So I wrote some code, plugged it into the Capturelife API, and I'm proud to say that photographers are using this system live in the field at malls across the United States and Canada this holiday season right now. When I connected the Canon CCAPI to Capturelife, I quickly realized that the little Santa routine that I had written applied to just about every workflow in the industry. I could take a photo and send it to a customer's phone in a matter of seconds, right then and there while they were still at the photo shoot. After I had created this workflow, this demo machine, Mike and his team at Canon invited me to meet them in Orlando and demo this workflow at IAAPA, which is a giant international trade show for resorts, attractions, zoos, cruise lines. There were, if you can imagine the Orlando Convention Center, there were roller coasters and set up inside in VR machines and people dressed up as mascots, gorillas crawling around on the floor, food vendors, snow cone machine sellers. If you think the photo industry is crazy, you should really try the resorts and attractions and cruise line industry. But the demo that we did at IAAPA is what I want to show you today. This idea that we could launch any workflow right from an iPad, whether you're coming off a cruise ship or off of a zip line or from a live music event, a character meet and greet. This new camera to Capturelife to consumer workflow basically solved all of these potential workflow issues and really fit into this modern customer journey where the image landed on their phone basically in real time. Today, in the spirit of the holiday season, I'm going to stick with the Santa Claus workflow. I'm going to run the first demo using a Santa Claus workflow. Again, we've got photographers at malls and in stores today using a modified version of this workflow. It didn't have the Canon camera connected as part of this workflow there, but they're certainly using a modified version today. So I'm going to click on this Santa demo and I'm going to enter the child's first name. In this case, I'm going to be Tom Woodward. And I'm going to type in an email address today. Really, when I do these demos, I've sent so many to my phone that the deliveries to my phone are starting to get a little bit crowded. So I'm going to send it to my email address. This, of course, could be right to a customer's phone through text message, could be email, can be both. I'm going to tap Boop Santa on the nose, and I'm going to fire this Canon camera all through this open API. All right. Camera took my picture. You can see it show up here on the iPad. You're seeing on my screen both the iPad and my phone. And in this case, I'm going to click this Create Holiday Cards button because today's consumer is becoming very used to this rich content. I'm sure you've all seen by now what Mom's able to do on our iPhone. And as photographers in this modern mobile era, we need to keep up. We don't just need to keep up. We need to jump ahead, take the work away from Mom so she doesn't have to go into Snapchat or Instagram, and actually deliver digital product that the customer wants. Again, this is part of this modern mobile experience. And what you see just happened here is on this iPad, that image that I just took, again, that was all magic, wireless, made possible through those open APIs. These images are now showing up on this iPad. And you can see we've generated this rich content for the holiday season. And now I'm going to actually send this directly out to my phone so they all come out in the same delivery. In a Santa Claus workflow, of course, you could have swiped a credit card ahead of time, charged for that whole digital package, that rich content, hits Capturelife, and of course it's instantly available to share. So basically the kid's getting off of Santa's lap, grabbing Mom's hand, and this delivery is happening to Mom in real time. So it went from the iPad camera all the way out to the consumer's phone. So let's go through this consumer journey, this delivery to the customer's smartphone. If I go to my email and I get this link, this one says from Gold Photos, your digital photos have arrived. Now this came from the Santa Claus photographer. I'm going to click on View My Photos. And what we're going to see is this modern mobile consumer journey. Here's the picture that was delivered to me. But I also have these additional pictures that were generated through Capturelife. And you'll see how this is incredibly rich content that we were talking about before. But what just happened here was this Macy's ad popped up. And now this is incredibly important for tomorrow's photographer. And when I say tomorrow's photographer, I'm talking to photographers on a daily basis. I had a meeting today specifically about Santa Claus photography, and a young and aggressive photographer who says, I'm going to take this advertising campaign, and not only am I going to sell marketing material, not only am I going to sell the photos and this rich content that I just showed you to my customers, but I'm also going to sell marketing campaigns to the shopping mall. If you can imagine the kid getting off of Santa's lap, grabbing Mom's hand, Mom has her pictures delivered right to her phone, the rich content she can share with family and friends. But the photographer is also contracted with some of the stores inside the mall, and these stores are paying the photographer for that one-to-one mobile marketing. We know Mom's in the mall. We can send her messages like this directly to her phone while she's still at the mall, and this can really start to drive consumer behavior. Now, a photography company has modernized itself to the point where you're making money on the photos and you're making money on advertisements that you've sold to the stores in the mall. And these advertising campaigns are something that even the largest marketing and advertising agencies in the country are having difficulties with this one-to-one mobile marketing. You've got this now in your toolbox, stand to make a considerable amount of additional revenue. I'm going to take you back out. While we were talking, I got this push notification that said limited time, take 20% off holiday gifts, use code TREE20. So now Mom's back at her home. This push notification could have been triggered at any time. And now she's in the comfort of her own home. We're talking about this modern mobile shopping experience, this Amazon-like experience. And I click on that. Of course, it takes me out to the print store. And from here, I've got my images. I've got my rich content. I've got my coupon code, to take 20% off. Use code TREE20 to take 20% off. I'm going to scroll down here to my ornaments. Of course, these go hand in hand with the holiday season. As you can tell, this is now this modern mobile consumer experience where the photographer is going to make money on The photos, that this whole system, you could have swiped a credit card on the front end and charged a sitting fee. Photographers are going to make money on the back end by sending these images directly to customers' phone, generating this rich content. Look at that as a Christmas tree ornament. I don't know who would want me on their Christmas tree ornament, but it does look great. You can set the photo from anything that was just delivered, and you've got these spectacular looking products in the print store. I'm going to go back to the Capturelife app. Again, I'm demoing this modern mobile experience, but not just the consumer side of it, or I should say it's part of the consumer side of it. We've got this persistent news card. Again, you've got marketing that you can sell directly to the stores in this mall. From my perspective, this is absolutely game-changing. For volume photographers, I think you could state the case that you deserve photos at any mall or any store because you can deliver this one-to-one mobile marketing package as well. And on the back end, you've got this Amazon-like consumer experience where your customers are able to customize products from the comfort of their own home and really have the orders shipped directly to their door, just like any other Amazon delivery. All right, I'm going to take you through one more example. I'm going to log out of this Capturelife account here, and we're going to go back to our iPad, and this time I'm going to do a youth athletics example. This one's super cool because it's more of this product customization at the digital level that's absolutely incredible when this stuff is happening on the fly. I'm going to type in my name. This is important for this demo, this name. I'm going to, again, use an email over a phone. And I'm going to create a new email address so I get a fresh delivery. Again, I flipped the camera so we've got a horizontal picture. This time I'm going to click the button. Awesome, cool pose. Reads the file from the camera there. Okay, excellent. Got my game face on. And this time I'm going to click create awesome stuff, and we're going to see this from the youth sports photography perspective. It's going to be the same process where images shot, again, this magic connection between Capturelife, the Canon CCAPI. We fired the camera right from the laptop. We took this photo. The delivery is going to go right out to the phone, and we're going to have this incredible rich content that's generated. Again, if I'm a youth sports photographer at this point, I'm going to think about taking these products, and I'd actually like to sell these ahead of time at a photo shoot. You can imagine this as its own digital package, right? Where, look at that. So I've got a trader card. You saw me type in my name. That's where that TW Woodward comes from on the side. We got this super cool templates, overlays, customized TW Woodward Superstar. We've got all these different looks. You can imagine how this would look in a photo booth scenario, right? This is just another workflow that comes out of the magic of these two companies, these two the two APIs playing nicely together. So I'm going to send this in to Capturelife as well. We'll get that loaded. That's sending up to my image, to my Capturelife delivery. All right, let's go back to my email. We'll check for our delivery from Gold Photo Athletics. There it is. I'm going to view my photos. It's going to take us back into the Capturelife app, and we're going to see this, again, this elegant image delivery. There it is. Boom. Pop-up from Dick's Sporting Goods, flash sale up to 50% off. This start shopping ad would go out to Dick's Sporting Goods. I've had conversation with photographers that said they can go out and make these connections with some of their local stores. Again, this is opening up your photography business to what's right around the corner and how this stuff not only works for the consumer, but 50% off coupon for Dick's sent right to your consumers is actually a tremendous benefit to them. So again, we're talking about that mobile consumer engagement and consumer experience. When I click on this picture, you're going to notice that my phone screen went completely blank. Now, this is intended. This is actually Capturelife security system blocking what is considered premium content. In this case, as a photographer, I wanted to sell these images. Okay, I'm trying to get this so we don't get that glare. There it is. And so, as you can see, it's labeled premium. The reason you're seeing my phone on my screen, this recording session, as black is because screenshot blocking has been completely disabled. Can't take a screenshot due to security policy, because now this set of rich content has been delivered right to the customer, and now in this case it's additional content that the customer can purchase right from their phone. So I can add that to cart. I can buy all for $15.97 as a digital package, and then go through this checkout process. As you guys can see, this is a very modern mobile consumer process. Capturelife was designed from the ground up from the consumer perspective. I'm going to close by saying that the photo industry has been blamed for being slow to adapt to our changing customer. In many cases, we're still delivering the same or similar products as were delivered 100 years ago. And as the smartphone companies, and as Gary Pajau pointed out, mainly Apple, Samsung, and Google waged this camera war with smartphones, our customers' expectations of speed and quality and the consumer experience are all going to change. Ask anyone in the music industry what Apple did to them. Ask anyone in the newspaper industry what mobile is doing to them, or magazine industry. The examples are numerous. At Capturelife, we've got youth athletic photography companies that are chomping at the bit to use this system. They want to use it to sell against other companies in their area. Asked us to create a presentation that will help them make the competition feel old and outdated. And we all know that landing a league or a school is the only way to get the business. So I have a feeling that these companies with this new modern mobile message could really clean up on the competition. We've got wedding photographers that are delivering their images through Capturelife. They're ecstatic that they can use the same Canon cameras to shoot the wedding, and with a slightly modified workflow, rearrange the camera and the setting, and the same camera can be used as a photo booth scenario. And we've got, as I've been mentioning throughout this presentation, several Santa Claus photographers out in malls right now using a modified version of this workflow. They didn't require the Canon camera, the CCAPI enabled Canon camera. They're using the capture workflow today with their current cameras, whatever the brand, whatever the make, whatever the model. This all goes back to this open API platform, of course, in the Capturelife marketplace, and what we can do together as solution providers, pro labs, software companies, camera companies, and professional photographers. We all need to work together to meet our consumers out on their mobile devices and deliver this exceptional mobile experience that our customers want. At the start of the school photo season this past fall, I asked every photographer the same question: what's your mobile digital strategy? How do you think your customer is going to change this year? And what about in 3 years? And what about in 5 years? And more importantly, what's your plan to hit this moving target? And my simple answer to all of them was, you know what, you just need to get started. All of the photographers that you heard speak today, they've started down this path. They understand that the consumer is changing, and they've all jumped on board because they realize that we need to solve this problem together. Each company is doing what they do best, and each company is concentrating on their specialty, whether that's workflow automation or print production or image extraction, graphics creation, or shooting high quality digital portraits in a high volume environment. As a photographer, you just need to get started, and together we're going to open these doors to this next version of the modern photo industry. Thank you for attending today's virtual users conference. I'd like to thank all of the photographers and industry leaders for sharing their experience today. I know that they're all willing to connect with you and answer any questions. And if you picked up on anything today, I guess the most important message is we want you to get started. Jump on with us, jump on this mobile journey. Let's find out where the customer is going to be. I think together we're going to solve these issues, and together we're going to create this next version of the modern photo industry. Thank you.